City Palace Museum, Udaipur. Dr. Hansmukh Seth is trained in archaeology, worked on variety of subjects related to human past such as storage, Indus-script, ancient mining and smelting, iconography, ancient ceramics and so on. I met a senior person here who is presently mining. He is in present mining industry. So you are working on ancient mining and smelting, iconography, ancient ceramics and so on. He has presented his research at more than 45 national and international conferences in India and has published around 40 research papers and articles in national and international journals, books and excavation reports. Simultaneously, he has taught ancient Indian history, museology and history of Indian science and technology in universities. He is working as Associate Curator at the City Palace Museum, Udaipur since 2013 and curated many national and international exhibitions on various topics. He himself is from Jain community.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful introduction. Mathanandami Sahib ji. This site is actually, I should say that at first it was discovered or visited by Colonel James Todd, who was the first resident of Rajasthan. And he has visited this site and reported the Asian temples and all. And after that, in 1822, and after that there are many other Britishers who have visited the site. उसके बाद में एमएस यूनिवर्सिटी बड़ौदा के जो आर्कियोलॉजिकल डिपार्टमेंट है स्टेट डिपार्टमेंट राजस्थान आर्कियोलॉजी कि जॉइंट कोलैबोरेशन में इन 1970-80s के बीच में they have done proper exploration of the site and they documented more than 30 temple in that site. Or after that in 2012 and 13, State Department of Archaeology and Janardhan Nagar Rajasthan Vidyapith University Udaipur, they have jointly excavated this site just to understand the cultural sequence of the site and what kind of technological work was happening in the site and from the different period to understand the proper history of the site, and also they wanted to understand the different kind of antiquity which was people were using in the medieval period. So I'm just focusing on the Jain related evidences, but before that I will also show you some glimpse of the excavation as well. These are the sequence of. This is the site. इसका जो area है वो more than 30 hectares में फैला हुआ है. इसका location जो है, if you remember, there is a very famous place called Mount Abu. उससे पहले उसकी जो तलहटी है वहाँ पे आबू रोड से साउथ में करीब 6 किलोमीटर के आसपास this site is located, and it was properly now come under State Department of Archaeology. Or when the people were excavated, they identified the 3 cultural sequence. ऐसा माना जाता है कि ये परमाणु की राजधानी थी, बट इन द एक्सकवेशन उनको पता चला कि परमाणु के यहाँ पे आने से पहले भी यहाँ पे एक बस्ती थी जिसका जो उसकी जो C14 डेट्स है या जो आप रेडियो कार्बन डेट्स बोलते हैं, इट गोइंग बैक टू 6th to 9th सेंचुरी, मतलब परमाणु के भी पहले यहाँ पे लोग डेफिनेटली रह रहे थे. एंड आफ्टर दैट 9th से जो 13th सेंचुरी का पीरियड है जो परमाणु का फेज इनको दे आइडेंटिफाई द एक्सकवेटर्स, they inform that the Parmar people has made 3 large fort in the entire site. इसमें 3 बड़े fort हैं. There are more than 34 temples, complexes, and उसके बाद में a large quantity of antiquities they have discovered. And उसके बाद Devda Rajput have occupied the entire site, and उसके बाद it was continued till the 19th century. तो ये समझिए कि from 6th to 19th century this site was used by the people. लोगों ने अपने residence बनाया, और ऐसा माना जाता है कि 19th century में there was a big earthquake जिसकी वजह से पूरी site फिर खत्म हो गई. Here you can see the residential structure. आपके right side में there are some medieval structures जिसमें जो they made of mud bricks, and जो उसका floor है they all decorated with the clay tiles. And at your left side you can see the goals circular bastions. ये एक्चुअली फोर्ट का जो बुर्ज होता है ये उसका पार्ट है जो एक्सकवेटर हैव exposed in small part. These are the temple remains you can see. Most of the part is almost destroyed. The MS University ने बड़ौदा ने जो काम किया they just identify the plan in their work. In the sculpture collection, these all are the actually architectural fragment of different temples. इसमें जो जितने sculptures हैं, जो architectural fragments हैं, more than 300 in numbers. Most of them are from Hinduism and Jainism. And cultural sequence के हिसाब से अगर देखो तो this is the oldest sculpture from the collection जो time period में 8th century तक जाता है जो महिषासुरमर्दिनी का पीस है और जितना भी कलेक्शन है उस हिसाब से हमको लगता है कि 10th century से लेकर 14th century तक का जो फेज है that was very richest phase. So most of the sculptures are from this period and those are very beautifully carved. So now I'm going to show the best pieces of this belongs to the Jainism. These are for beautiful standing sculptures of Parshanatha. उसके पास में भी जो लास्ट स्कल्पचर वो भी पार्श्वनाथ का है और these all are definitely गर्भगृह के वो sculptures थे. Right now all these sculptures are displayed in Mount Abu Museum जो वहाँ से थोड़ी दूरी पर ही है. Apart from that, this is another पद्मासन मुद्रा में जो तीर्थंकर का स्कल्पचर है. I'm sure this is not for the गर्भगृह जो पूजा के लिए नहीं. This is surely a मंगल मूर्ति जो डेफिनेटली निशेस में लगाते हैं मंदिर की जो एक्सटर्नल वॉल होती है उसकी निशेस के लिए. Apart from this is another damaged sculpture of तीर्थंकरा. ये श्योरली लगता है कि किसी गर्भगृह का था but unfortunately it is damaged and these are displayed in the museum at the site. वहाँ पे साइट म्यूजियम भी बनाया चंद्रावती में, वहाँ पे अब ये डिस्प्ले में है. Apart from these individual sculpture, there are चौमुखा जो हम कहते हैं चार मुखी प्रतिमा होती है चारों तरफ वाली. So उसकी भी remains we have found from the site. ऐसा लगता है दो तो उसके figures हमको दिखते हैं उनके legs. Apart from that दूसरे part was it's missing. ये एक बहुत अच्छा sculptures है. Luckily we could identify ये किसका sculpture है. अगर आप उसको ध्यान से देखें, oh my, उसके पैरों के नीचे there is a small inscription which reads युगमंदर स्वामी. अगर आप सब जानते हैं तो जैन में तीर्थंकर के अलावा विहरमान की भी एक आइडेंटिफिकेशन होती है जिसमें 20 विहरमान आते हैं. सिमंदर स्वामी जिसमें उनका बड़ा टेम्पल महसाणा में फेमस है, तो ये उसी सीरीज में उन्हीं सिमंदर स्वामी में युगमंदर स्वामी दूसरे नंबर के आते हैं. उनका स्कल्पचर है. तो उनका स्कल्पचर में ना दैट इज के उस टाइम पीरियड में विहरमानों की भी पूजा हो रही थी, उनके स्कल्पचर्स बन रहे थे. ये कुछ परिकर के एविडेंसेस हैं. अगर आपने स्कल्पचर को देखा है तो उसके जो परिकर होते हैं प्रतिमा के पीछे जो डेकोरेशन में ये समझिए कि उसकी और आसपास के तीर्थों को बनाया जाता है या देवताओं को बनाया जाता है, तो ये उसी डेफिनेटली परिकर का पोर्शन है. एंड दीज आर ऑल्सो सम फ्रेगमेंट्स ऑफ द परिकर. वो जो आपके लेफ्ट साइड में जो दोनों पीसेज है डेफिनेटली परिकर एंड वो जो राइट साइड में दैट इज डेफिनेटली पेडेस्टल पार्ट ऑफ द some of the Jain sculpture का जो गर्भगृह का जो portion है, definitely it is a fragment of that. This very beautiful narrative panel. आप सब लोगों ने अगर मंदिर के बाहर का पोर्शन देखा है तो भगवान की जो प्रतिमाएं लगी होती है, अप्सराओं की प्रतिमाएं लगी होती है, उसके नीचे एक बहुत सुंदर सीरीज होती है उस टाइम पीरियड की सोसाइटी की कि पब्लिक उस टाइम पीरियड में क्या हो रहा था, जो भी एक्टिविटीज वो हो रही थी, पीपल दे यूज्ड टू कार्व इन दिस पैनल. सो दिस इज एक्चुअली पार्ट ऑफ दैट पार्ट. एंड हियर यू कैन सी वहां पे वो जैन प्रतिमा आप कॉर्नर में देख रहे हैं प्रतिमा है और बाकी जो सीरीज है मेल और फीमेल की वो सब अपने हाथ में कलश लेके भगवान को स्नान कराने जा रहे हैं, अभिषेक के लिए जा रहे हैं. तो इट इज क्लियरली एविडेंस के डेफिनेटली वहां पे जैनिज्म का वहां पे बहुत वर्चस्व था. बहुत सारे पीपल वर फ्रॉम द जैन कम्युनिटी. These are some other sculpture of Tirthankara and these are the sculptures of Dikpala which always you can see in the external wall of the temples. तो मुझे भी ऐसा लगता है कि काफी सारे जैन टेम्पल्स के फ्रेगमेंट्स होंगे. ये अलग अलग दिशाओं की सुरक्षा के लिए मंदिर में लगाए जाते हैं. These are some sculptures of the celestial beauty या अप्सरा या सुसुंदरी जो भी whatever you can identify. These are some of the sculptures of these females and these are from the different forms which has been described in the what should I say, the Western इन वेस्टर्न इंडिया के अंदर जो फेमस टेम्पल आर्किटेक्ट हैं सोमपुराज, सो दे हैव मेंशन the 32 type of the apsaras. These are the names which are identified as per the description we have found in the text from the Sompuras. These are some of the architectural fragments हैं जो मंदिरों के टूटे हुए जो portions हैं उसमें आपके मंदिर के बाहर की walls हैं, दरवाजे के pieces हैं, we also have found from the excavations. Apart from this, they have found a large number of terracotta objects, iron, हैंडमेड पॉटरी और व्हील मेड पॉटरी, मिट्टी के बर्तन काफी मिलते हैं. लेकिन जनरली यहाँ पे यूनिक ऐसा होता है कि जहाँ पे भी एक्सकवेशन होता है वहाँ पे इक्वल क्वांटिटी में, मतलब ये समझे बड़ी संख्या में उनको बोन्स मिलती है, इंसान की या जानवरों की उनकी खाई हुई हड्डियां मिलती है. डेफिनेटली इससे पता चलता है कि वहाँ के लोग ग्रेन्स के साथ में लोग मांस भी खा रहे थे. लेकिन ये अकेली यूनिक ऐसी साइट है जहाँ पे हमको पूरी साइट पे बोन का कोई एविडेंस नहीं मिलता है. तो इसका मतलब क्लियर एविडेंस करें वहां के लोग बाग जो है वो ग्रेन्स को ले रहे थे, वेजिटेबल यूज कर रहे थे, नॉन वेज पे डिपेंडेंट नहीं थे. तो ये दूसरा अपने आप में एक स्पष्ट उदाहरण है कि द पीपल वर जैन, दे वर कंटिन्यू दे फॉलोइंग द जैन रूल्स. सो जो उसकी हिस्ट्री लगती है हमको, तो डेफिनेटली चंद्रावती की जो मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल है या उसका जितना एरिया है वो जैन धर्म को फॉलो कर रहा था. In the conclusion, I just wanted to say a few words that a collection of the sculpture are very significant to understand the iconography or temple architecture of this region. And these sculptures also give us lots of information about the religious and the socio-economic activity. जैसा कि मैंने आपको अपने इस पैनल में दिखाया, जहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं कि लोग भगवान की पूजा के लिए कलश लेके जा रहे हैं. And at the end, there's as per the faunal remains हमको बहुत मिनिमम मिलते हैं. तो इसका मतलब क्लियर दिखता है कि वहाँ के लोग जैन थे, जैन कम्युनिटी को फॉलो कर रहे थे, जैन रूल्स को फॉलो कर रहे थे. क्योंकि अगर आई एम श्योर अगर आप पुरानी जैन की किताबों को पढ़ेंगे तो उसके अंदर मेंशन मिलता है चंद्रावती का, बहुत बार अलग अलग कहानियों में नाम आता है. लेकिन अभी वो चंद्रावती कंफर्म नहीं है कि वो सिरोही वाली चंद्रावती थी. झालावाड़ के अंदर एक ओल्ड सिटी है जिसको चंद्रावती नाम से जाना जाता है. वाराणसी में एक पुरानी चंद्रावती है. तो हम सब ये एक्सकवेशन की रिपोर्ट के साथ में हम कोशिश करेंगे कि इफ यू कैन आइडेंटिफाई कि विच इज द एक्चुअल साइट विच इज मेंशन इन दी ऑल जैन स्टोरीज, जो मुझे हम सबको लगता है कि डेफिनेटली सिरोही वाली रही होगी. और जो भी इसकी हिस्ट्री मिलती है हम सब उसको कंफर्म करने की कोशिश करेंगे जो भी एविडेंस मिलते हैं. क्योंकि हमको ऐसे पता चलता है कि शायद परमार के जो धुंधु राज जो था उसका यहाँ पे राज्य था. और सोलंकी का जो राजा रहा था भीमदेव 11th सेंचुरी में, उन्होंने विमल शाह को भेजा था इसको चंद्रावती को ऑक्यूपाई करने के लिए. देन ही इज ऑक्यूपाइड और फिर उसने सिरोही में एक आदिनाथ भगवान का मंदिर बना. दिस ऑल आर द टेक्सचुअल रेफरेंसेस, बट वी आर डेफिनेटली ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड और आइडेंटिफाई की जो जितनी इंफॉर्मेशन हमको मिली है, सो दैट विच कैन हेल्प टू अंडरस्टैंड द great history of Jainism, especially in the Marwar region. So, thank you, sir. This is my presentation.
In Rajasthan.
Rajasthan, we have many sites. So you are asking about Jainism?
Yeah, Jain sites in Rajasthan.
उदयपुर के अंदर there is Ahad, जिसका फेस डेफिनेटली 10th सेंचुरी के आसपास लगता है. They have the 10th century temple.
All documented, recorded.
Yes,
It's all there.
Yes, these all are recorded.
And discussed
Most of the sculptures are displayed in the museum.
Okay.
So you can see and we can visit definitely.
Okay. So there are many sites.
Yes, many sites.
Because I come from down south, even though I'm basically from Rajasthan. We know of the sites in Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Orissa, West Bengal, Kerala, but not much about Rajasthan.
No, so, in Rajasthan. Even in the southern part of the Rajasthan, there's a place called Arthuna. That is also very famous 10th century Parmar city. Okay. And that is also excavated by the ASI.
So any visits undertaken to go around all these sites, Rajasthan?
By me?
Not by you. Any tour organized to visit all these sites?
Not all.
How many days? All that I'll discuss with you later.
Okay, definitely, ma'am. But it is not a very large. In 7 days, you can visit most of the sites.
Most of the
Yes,
sites.
yes,
Okay.
definitely,
So one
sure.
tour can be organized. So one more question. I would like you to go to your last but 2 slides about the Karpura Manjari and all those whisk bearers you had, no? There's one very important image over there. I just wanted your observation on that.
Okay, ma'am. Just a second.
The last but,
Yeah, I understand. The celestial beauties, the apsaras.
this one.
Yeah.
You have that Purta Vallabha. What is this?
Putra Vallabha.
Okay, it's Putra.
Putra Vallabha.
Putra Vallabha.
Oh, spelling mistake. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, and what is that lion-like figure? What is your...
That is a Vyali. That is a mythical creature.
Ah.
This is always in the western part of Rajasthan. The people always depict this Vyali figure. Sometimes this is identified as the guardians of the temples. There's a combination of 2 different animals. Sometimes.
I have one thing to inform the august audience with the permission of the
Yeah,
chair.
please.
It is called a Shardul also and Vyal also. And you find it in Madhya Pradesh and Khajuraho and almost all the Jain temples. No, you'll find it in North India, not in South India. We have come across. It is depicting, and you will find that mythological animal with different kinds of faces, horse or pig or peacock or parrot. Yeah. So it is representing the lower instincts in us and how we have to overcome them. And all these deities who are there in the outer walls of the temples, they are all also wanting the enlightenment. So temples used to be learning education centers in those days. That is why you have all the flora and fauna and the full philosophy in symbolic form it will be told. So once you are done with the external material education, you enter into the Garbhagriha for the enlightenment. That is the same thing with the Hindu temples and the Jain temples. So that is there even in Halibed, Belur and all these places. So
Thank you very much,
thank you.
ma'am. That was a very good addition to the paper. And to the question of any tour arranged, it is a pathetic situation that with such a tourism potential, great tourism potential, none of the state governments or central government is exploiting this to the fullest benefit. So at least this government in Rajasthan has to be suggested. Every time, I have been attempting every time to every state government to create tourism potential out of this. But youngsters like this, you may take it up as a private business also. Actually, these are pathetic. These IAS officials, bureaucrats, they are so pathetic. They will never exploit this to the fullest extent. With so much of Jain population in Rajasthan and so many Jain sites, definitely it would make a very profitable tourism business if they can make it. But
Indica can take it up. And
Yeah,
even
actually we are
Tamil Nadu
encouraging.
government has saved so much money to sponsor this religious tourism.
let me
that
share
kind of
with
thing
all the
can-
audience that our first conference was on tourism. Our first conference was on Yatra. We conducted it in Varanasi and we collected many tourism companies also. They were planning many good tourism packages also. But the groups that we could collect are not even 0.1% of the tourism potential of this country. Many places are so much neglected, and for example, Munishri ji was also saying in the morning, Jain tourists are having paying potential. They have so much money. So if you can tell them that I am able to take you there, here, all these places, you can charge very well and you can arrange wonderful buses also, AC buses, you can arrange and take to all these places. If there is a package, Indica will encourage. If any businessman is ready, we are ready to promote. We have one of our ideologies as promotion. So if you have an entrepreneurship project, Indica will definitely encourage. The tourism potential of this country has to be exploited.
I appreciate this. I would like to say one or two things. There's a lot of problem in taking these trips because from my department every year I take 2 trips to different states. So
Wonderful.
one problem is that awareness is not there. Second, literature is not there. Good guides are not there.
Literature is there.
No, I'm just telling. For these things, we need the literature. Only then the awareness will come, and then we can get the people there.
Yeah, but most of the tourists also, madam, let me be very frank, they are not even looking for literature. If there is a very well trained guide, he is a professor, he can train guides very well with all the information. Most of the tourists are not interested in reading also. Nowadays, attention span is also very less. They don't read much. If you have, for example, if there is a slide presentation,
Small brochures,
some
booklets,
small thing,
small things.
very short it should
Very
be.
short, yes.
And most of the tourists are also not so much into English education. You have to explain in Rajasthani language only. In local Hindi, rural language you have to explain. So only rural guides have to be trained. Rural Rajasthani guides have to be there, and they have to explain in Rajasthani only, because most of the tourists come from such places and they are not into English education or any of these things. So if you tell them that this was our Jain heritage, they will have so much pride in it. So you have to please create literature, as madam is saying. Yeah.
So I agree with your point, but my thought is still, for example, if we take some example of Hinduism or Buddhism, like Ajanta Ellora, Delwada, so there the tourism is very good. There the local guide are available to explain those things. I mean, what's happened in the Ajanta Ellora, I mean, what has happened in the Buddhism, Hinduism, even in the Jainism also. So possible chance that maybe we have to take some initiative. We have to create the books, because what other peoples are coming from out of India, even in the, I can say, if I take example Rajasthan also. So still people knows only about Jaisalmer because of the desert. Okay, people doesn't know about our Jain temples or Jainisms. Okay, out of India, maximum people, because in our history, or not even history, but even our tourist books. Okay, maybe government are not taking initiative. That is a different point. But my thought that we can take some initiative to maybe, I'm not sure that how we can make pressure on the government, but for example, we can create, we can explain these things in our some books, that there are the many things of Jainism. Even I also don't know many things of Jainism. I only know few things I can say. But yeah, Hinduism I know some things, because I only read about Hinduism in my books. Even the tourist places also, the tourists explain about Hindu.
Point well taken, well taken,
So,
sir. Thank you very much.
that
Correct,
maybe we
correct.
can do
Yeah. So
proactively.
if there are any Rajasthani entrepreneurs who want to invest in it, we are ready to encourage. And Rishabh ji, yeah.
Jain Yatra since centuries in Jainism, sir. But it's not in the form of tourism as it is done in other traditions, sir. Like every year, lakhs of people, Marwaris, Gujaratis, all Jains and non-Jains, they take their pilgrimage yatra to places, even villages, ancient village temples also. So it's well visited, sir.
No, that is there in Hinduism also.
Yes, yes.
Everywhere it is there. What madam was getting excited about is all these new sites are coming up and we are not campaigning them so much. We are not creating awareness out of that.
But actually the concept
So
of
in the same Jain Yatra, for example, you are saying there is a Jain Yatra, the package company has to be informed that these places are there, please include them.
many are actually visited, sir. Normally the trips are 7 days, 10 days, like that in Jain, organized by Jain communities only, sir. Like Pindwada, where there are images dating back to 6th, 7th, 8th century. Such places are also visited by many Jains, sir.
Very
every
good,
year.
very good. It's a good news. If it is already there, if his sites are also visited by people, wonderful. If they are not visited, we have to include them. to exploit the tourism potential.